chief of police if he could to enact a proper response to a parade that probably will not even need that type of protection due to the fact that we will know the where, when, how, and length. It just confuses me.
I think this purely comes from an administrative position that the chief has, that given a choice between 3 days and 5 days to act on being able to react.
Well, in regards to that, if the chief of police would like the 5 days, if there's a consideration of increasing from 25 to 100, and the third, I'm sorry, Tom?
We need to remove,
Councilman Trombetta.
if you want to increase section 1115A to 100 from 25, to remove the public assembly portion and any related portions throughout the ordinance, and to limit the regulations and restrictions to activities that would occur on sidewalks and street and not other areas of public assembly. And then the friendly amendment will be to increase obviously from 3 to 5 days of 1118 subsection B.
Mr. Guthrie, did you want to?
I was just looking for a sidebar, Your Honor. But I think you recognize it. I won't take much time. I request your indulgence just for one moment to just make a comment about the change from 3 to 5 days. This is an issue that was painful for me because I've made it a practice for 30 years to support department heads and to listen very carefully when they speak, particularly police chiefs, for obvious reasons. The change from 3 to 5 days is a perilous thing to do constitutionally. If you delay someone's speech, sometimes you effectively squash it. And courts have focused on how much time, how much lead time you must give a municipality to process an application. And cases exist in which 5 days has been deemed by courts to be an unconstitutional restriction when it comes to time, place, and manner. So I just urge you to exercise caution here.
Mr. Trombetta.
Yeah, this was the 3 to 5 day issue by Attorney Gottschalk was brought out at committee, and the 3 day was not an arbitrary number that the committee members came up with. It was a number based on trying to protect the rights and not interfere with the rights of all the citizens of Danbury, and as a safety issue. Definitely as a safety issue. We have to go back to the other amendment, but I will have to vote against the amendment by
Mr. Councilman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd be more inclined to support Mr. Sadi's amendment if he would amend his amendment to 50 people rather than 100. I think 25 is too little, and I think 100 is too many. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. Councilman Saraceno.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have just a question. I don't know, I guess maybe it's you or the parliamentarian here. Can we separate these two issues in this amendment?
You know, you can separate the question as well. I think you simply complicate the question.
I understand the complication, but yeah. I just think that they're entirely different issues being tied together.
I think what the best way to do that would be for Mr. Shinisi to withdraw his friendly amendment with Mr. Sadi's consent and go back to Mr. Sadi's main amendment, and then if Mr. Shinisi wants to offer another amendment after we have an up or down vote on Mr. Sadi's amendment, and he's going to find to do so. That'd probably be the easiest way versus putting it. Can we follow that? Okay, Mr. Shinisi, do you want to withdraw the 3 to 5 or is it 5 to 3?
Just a clarification before I do two corporations. In section B, it says that the chief could waive the 3-day requirement. How would that affect the ability to waive the requirement anyway?
Helps. You know, some probably foolish law student says the laws of the judge have for breakfast. And that might be where. It's difficult for me to say. I would much rather go into court armed with an ordinance that says that the chief has the authority to process an application, notwithstanding the fact that the applicant missed the deadline, so long as safety isn't compromised. I'm just reporting to you that there are cases where longer periods have been stricken. I'm not even going to stand here and say I guarantee you that 3 days passes constitutional muster. Because what the court's going to say is, Chief, how long does it take you to get your forces together in an emergency? And Chief's going to say, oh, we can have him here in 45 minutes. And so then the court is going to say, why do you need 3 days or 5?
Okay, so we're back to Mr. Sweeney.
Your Honor, I'd like to remove my motion, my motion.
And Mr. Sadi accepts
Yes, Your Honor, I will, and
the second accepts it. Okay. Okay, any further discussion about the amendment as amended?
now the narrow amendment.
Well, we just re-amended it. Any further discussion on the narrower amendment as presented? Seeing none, then we'll, I'll ask for a roll call vote. Yes.
Can we have a recap on the motion, please?
Okay, Mr. Sadi, I just want to restate your amendment for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Amend section 1115A from more than 25 people to more than 100 persons. And obviously track that throughout the ordinance. Remove the application of this ordinance to public assembly by removing subsection D and the related references throughout the ordinance. And limit the application of the parade regulations and restrictions to events occurring on the city streets or sidewalks, excluding other areas of public ownership.
Okay, that would be the amendment restated. I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote. A no vote would be not to support the amendment. A yes vote would be to support the amendment. This is Joe.
McMahon.
No.
Nagashev.
No.
Johnson.
No.
Trombetta.
No.
Caldrino.
No.
Perkins.
Yes.
Shenice.
Yes.
Esposito.
Yes.
Sadi.
Yes.
Cabo.
No.
Basso.
No.
Vitello.
Yes.
Diggs.
Yes.
Keisels.
No.
Wiley.
Yes.
Saraceno.
Yes.
Seabury.
No.
Stanley.
Yes.
Seversack.
Yes.
All right, so carry. There being the vote identical to the previous vote of 10-9, again, the chair is going to exercise his right to vote to tie the vote and fill the motion. We're back now to the, so that would be in the negative. We're now back to the main ordinance. Mr. Copper.
Your Honor, just for the record, this issue has been hashed and rehashed and hashed again. It seems like in every turn, when it seems like we have a resolve to the issue, we have a certain group of the council that just is going to be obstructionist to this ordinance no matter what. And I just would caution my fellow council people that no matter how this goes back, and if this goes back to committee, this will come out and this will be voted no by certain members of this council, regardless. They will vote no on this because they just don't want it. They are obstructing it, and they will do everything they can in their power to obstruct it. I will be voting yes for this ordinance tonight. I encourage you all to vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pella. Mr. Tello, now we're back to the main ordinance.
Your Honor, I found that last comment disappointing. The actual vote on the council was 10-9 in favor of the amendment. The preceding vote to recommit was 10-9. This is not a small portion of troublemakers. This is the majority of the council tonight speaking and would have been heard had His Honor not jumped in and exercised his prerogative to vote. This is not some small minority of troublemakers. This is the actual majority of this council that has had a problem with this ordinance and its inconsistencies for the past 3 months. What we have is a small minority that is trying to put its will on the majority of the council tonight and the people of Danbury. Thank you.
Mr. Riley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Regarding the comments as made by the President of the Common Council, I find that it's somewhat offensive that one could vote their conscience after listening to people that address this body, and that we would have a President of the Common Council that would say that we are just trying to obstruct or whatever it might be what is happening. That's absolutely insane. The whole idea of a democratic council government is to debate the issues. And this issue, you can see, is quite strong. And therefore, for one to speak from a position of more power, in all due respect to President Powell, it's totally out of whack. You can't try to limit one's feeling and how they're going to react to a particular vote, because it ultimately comes down to the taxpayer. It comes down to our constituency. So I really resent that, and I'm going to say it right out loud. And take it for what it's worth. Well, I'd rather not have you do it again.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. I just want to say, I just handed the gavel to Mr. Cabo, and let me just say, ladies and gentlemen of the council, first of all, everybody here respects, your commitment and time and hard work on this council for a variety of different issues, not just this issue. And so I just want to let you know that mutual respect amongst all of us, regardless of your opinion on a particular issue, is critical and utmost as we move forward in the city's business. And I thank you and salute you, whichever way you vote on, whatever the issue might be. At the end of the day, it's about voting your conscience, about doing what you think is right for the residents of the city of Danbury and what's right for our city. The chair here tonight exercises prerogative because I believe we need to have an up or down vote on this ordinance. I don't think it does the city good to have continual ad hocs, continual public hearings, as each individual comes up with another iteration and another idea. At the end of the day, I think we've had almost 6 months on this, and folks have been able to bring their ideas forward during that time period, and people wait till the night that we're ready to adopt the ordinance to come up with it, and they're very good at suggesting that they're not necessarily bad ideas, and certainly people can come back in with an ad hoc next month to amend this particular ordinance to address some of the concerns that are raised tonight. But the point is that at some point we need to have an up or down vote on this particular issue, and that's why tonight I think it's important we address it, we tackle it head on. I think the debate's been healthy, and I think that's good, and I think it's positive. Let's try to keep our comments reflective of honoring the commitment each of you put into the city every day. With that, I'll take the gavel back. Thank you, Mr. Cabo and Mr. Bassett.
Your Honor, I'd like to call the question.
Motion is made to call the question. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Cabo. There's no debate on the main motion to call the question. Let's call the roll and call the question because I'm sure there'll be some ideas. So I just want to make it easier. Madam Clerk. Call the question means we're calling the question, then we'll be a yes vote. Mr. Vitello makes a good point. A yes vote means that you're ready to vote on the ordinance. A no vote means that you want further debate.
So we're moving the same.
Same.
Mann.
Yes.
Evershed.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Carmetta.
Yes.
Pellegrino.
No.
Perkins.
No.
Edie.
No.
Esposito.
No.
Sadi.
No.
Cabo.
Yes.
Basso. Yes.
Tello.
No.
Diggs. No. Keisholz.
Yes.
Riley.
No.
Saraceno.
Yes.
Seabury.
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
Haversack.
No.
You're being I gave it half a thought. I really did. But at this time, motion's passed 10-9. Motion to call the question. Let's have a vote on this up or down. Madam Clerk, please call it.
McMahon.
Yes.
Hagerstown.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Trombetta.
Yes.
Caltrino.
Yes.
Perkins.
No.
Shanice.
No.
Esposito.
No.
Sadi.
No.
Cabo.
Yes.
Yes.
Basso. Latello.
No.
Diggs. Keisel.
Yes.
Riley.
No.
Saraceno.
Yes.
Seabury.
Yes.
Stanley.
No.
Eversett.
No.
Main motion passes 10-9. Councilwoman Keisel is the lead. Let's give her a round of applause for speak on behalf of the entire council and the city and all the department heads. We're glad to see, Mary, that you're back, and we look forward to seeing more of you in the coming months. God bless you. Keep up the good work, and all of us, all 20 members, are here to support you as you continue your fight. Great job.